what's going on, crypto sports fans? Clay Albright here. I have an important announcement that I want to share with you. I, Clay Albright, am running for Block Producer. My name will be EOS Moon, South Carolina, because the state of South Carolina has a moon and a palmetto tree in it, or because EOS is going to the moon. And my focus will be 100% transparency. And that part starts right now. I have no idea what I'm doing. I actually jumped on line Friday night. I was on YouTube and I saw WF Crypto online and doing a live chat. And this is the Swarm Block Producer candidate. The Swarm. And so I ended up messaging, and one thing led to another, and I got in there and we started chatting, and I kind of alluded to the fact that I had been debating this. I have been debating this for, obviously, since it was announced. And I just kept putting blocks in front of it. The biggest one being I'm just not a programmer. I'm not a developer. So there's a whole set of skills there that I don't have. And that was a stumbling block for me. In chatting with those guys, which I want to say thank you to you guys for your time on Friday night. I really enjoyed that. And in talking with you guys, you were very encouraging. You shared with me that, being a block producer is much more than just a technical aspect. There's community service involved. There's, allocation of these funds that are coming to block producers needs to be spent back into the ecosystem, and that takes a human being and organization and communication, and when it comes to the voting on different issues and topics, that takes a face in public to discuss what's going on and break it down. And that's what I see myself doing. I see myself being a part of that. I have no idea where this energy comes from. I'm a big believer in EOS, and I think that I've just never seen anything that could impact the world quite like this. I was ecstatic about Bitcoin and Ethereum. I used to talk about Bitcoin. My 3 daughters would crack up because everywhere I went, I wanted to know if people had heard of Bitcoin or if they took Bitcoin at the convenience store. I'm still a huge Bitcoin fan, obviously. I just did that video recently where I took some clips from Tim Draper's speech at the Stanford Bitcoin Club. And it's about an hour and 20-minute presentation, but it was phenomenal. Half of it was questions and answers. Tim always comes across as being very down to earth, very easy to talk to, and he's funny. And anyway, I had a couple comments because I titled that video EOS, and then it was Tim Draper's Bitcoin prediction, and had a couple people comment, "What? That's got nothing to do with EOS." Well, you know what? Yeah, it does, because Tim Draper's there talking about how the next big thing that needs to get solved in cryptocurrency is identity. Do you think that we're going to be able to do that on Bitcoin? I don't think so. And the same thing with governance. He was big on governance. Governance is going to, self-governance is going to free the people. And again, that's self-governance is not going to happen on Bitcoin. We all wanted it to happen on Ethereum. Now we hope that it happens on EOS. And I'm not a spokesperson for EOS. I don't get paid by EOS, which, by the way, a few of you guys have called me a shiller. And I had to look that up. I don't know what shilling meant. And then you have to go to the Urban Dictionary, and shilling is defined as covert advertising word advertising. Basically, you're being paid to advertise something that you come across as being sincere, that you like it or that you're backing it, but in reality, you're getting paid. I have never been paid by EOS for anything. I cannot, by definition, be a shiller. Just saying. However, I am a huge cheerleader. And again, I don't know where that comes from. I am cheerleading EOS more than I cheerleaded Bitcoin back in those days. And recently I shot a video out to Bixweir, and Bix did respond on my comments, and I'm going to try to hook up with him. I just, the email that he put in there is not working. So regardless, I don't know where that comes from. I don't know why so much energy, passion, gets inside of me when it comes to this particular project. I mean, there's thousands of projects. I know why. I'm just saying it amazes me how much energy and passion I have for this project. So much so that I feel like I need to defend it in some way. When people talk trash on it, and you know what? I'm done defending it. I'm done defending it because I want to be a part of it, and I'm going to promote it. That's the only way to go about this. People need to be out there talking about this. I want to be out there talking about this. I pledge to maintain this channel. Probably would be, I guess, an EOS Moon channel on YouTube, as well as Steam it. And I will continue to put together these videos where I, one, use you guys as a sounding board. Like my friend Brian here in Greenville and Brooks, they both own a restaurant locally, and I stop by there weekly, and just to talk about cryptocurrencies, and lately a lot about EOS. But I don't have a large circle of friends around here that get this stuff, and I'm assuming that you guys are probably in the same boat, and I'm assuming that there may be a few people out there that are on the fence still about being a block producer also. Let me tell you something. I don't know what the total count is, but everybody's got 21 block producers in their mind. It's 121. There's 121 block producers that are going to be elected. Just because you don't make top 21 doesn't mean you can't help and provide. I think Dan even mentioned that potentially some of the other 100 that aren't top 21 block producers could potentially help to facilitate storage down the road. So, there's a lot of room right now, guys. And, I would encourage anyone that's still thinking about it that it's not too late. It's never going to be too late. I reached out to YouTube to do videos because because Brian told me that I needed to shut up or go online because he liked what I had to say, but I did it a lot. So I went online and started talking. I love what's going on in the world right now with EOS launching soon. I think it's an amazing experiment. I have my fingers crossed that it goes well. Maybe I can be a part of it more than I am now. I'm an outsider, guys. I talk about EOS all the time, but I'm not involved with it necessarily. I mean, I'm just a huge fan, but maybe I can be involved with it. Maybe I can be a spokesperson with a little legitimacy behind me if I make that block producer. So this is something that is a huge decision for me because I'm not saying it's not for others, but for me, it's been weighing on me for several weeks now, several months actually. And I'll be honest, this weekend, the girls noticed that I had a lot on my mind. I'm wearing myself down thinking about this, and I have 3 daughters. Sorry, I'm trying to keep my hand on the wheel, by the way. I don't know. I got a few subscribers that might have a heart attack if I don't show you that I actually do use my hands. I use my knee all the time. That's how I drive. It's just perfect. I just lift my heel and move the steering wheel. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. Anyway, my 3 daughters and I spoke this weekend. And they were so encouraging. They know how much Bitcoin and cryptocurrency and EOS now means to me. Because they see me talk about it. They hear me talk about it. And you know, it dawned on me that, you know, this would be an unbelievable experience for me to relay to them and to you. You know, how many BPs out there that have already announced their, you know, their candidacy don't know the first thing about don't know the first thing about programming. I mean, I'm dead serious, y'all. I need to reach out to the community, and I will, in a formal way. If I can figure out how to get to the finish line, I hope I can get your vote. That's what I'm hoping for, and I will keep you in the loop on the way so that you kind of see what questions I'm going and answers I'm going through and whatnot. And hey, you know, maybe this encourages someone out there who has also expressed interest but hasn't stepped forward yet. Maybe you step forward and work with me. Maybe you step forward and call a friend that you know would be interested. And we have another block producer candidate because of that. So, you know, I know that this position is going to be open for a while. So, you know, dialoguing this on video as we go can't be a bad thing. I mean, worst case scenario is I don't get the dadgum position, and then I'm smarter about EOS because of it. And then I've got that much more knowledge of the system and how it works. So I see this as a total challenge. One of the things the Swarm mentioned to me, which I thought was fantastic, is he said, don't be afraid to get involved. There's a lot of people out there that want to be involved also. So don't be afraid to get involved. Well, this is me not being afraid to get involved. You know, I want to be a block producer and try to make a difference. You know, I cannot fathom the idea that the inflation could be sent to block producers to then put into the ecosystem or the community of EOS. What a privilege. What a privilege. Nothing's like this. Nothing's ever been done like this. This is unparalleled. So I want to be a part of it. And I'm betting somebody else out there who does too. So with that being said, once again, I'm announcing my candidacy for block producer. I will be EOS Moon, South Carolina. And by some act of a miracle, I can figure out how to get to the finish line of this thing, and I think I can. I would love to have your vote.